Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching and Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channels. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about pro wrestling content, old school, new school, all points in between. This is the um, 12th of um, 12th of June, 1994 edition of the Wrestling Challenge Review Series. Jerry Lawler opens us up after highlights from him and Pat the Brat Piper on Monday Night Raw. We see Jerry Lawler in an enhancement match here. His basic opponent happens to be um, John Paul. Beats him with a pile driver in about 3 minutes. Also features highlights of that King's Court, as we mentioned, and also includes an interview with the Head Shrinkers. Head Shrinkers ended up losing the championships to Shawn Michaels and Diesel later in the summer. I actually think I was at the house show certainly within a week of them losing the championships, if not a couple of days. Lawler comes forward, though, in this match with the top rope fist drop and then hits the pile driver, getting ready for his match with Roddy Piper, which doesn't go well. Piper's out there basically saying that he's doing this for the kids, he's fighting for the kids. Diesel's saying that in the King of the Ring he's going to be unified champion. He's going to be the world champion and the Intercontinental champion at the same time. That's as part of the King of the Ring report. Shawn Michaels obviously going to second Diesel, and Bret Hart, as a family member, will second him. That plays into the heel turn of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, a former member of the Hart Foundation, and sides with Owen Hart as we go forward. Then we go to the Tatanka up next. Gary Sawbaugh is his opponent. Very basic match here. Sawbaugh, otherwise known as the Italian Stallion, punches and kicks by Tatanka. Tatanka manages to get the papoose to go, otherwise known as the Samoan drop, with the run there. Marathon Tour, Friday night, Meadowlands Arena, and that's what they're hyping, at least in this market. Then we go to the continuation of, I guess, more battles here in enhancement style. Diesel is on the front cover of the next WWF magazine, so that's a note. Back on the magazine meant something. W.T. Jones against Nikolai Volkov, managed by Ted DiBiase. DiBiase still putting together the $1 Million Corporations. Punches and kicks from Volkov. Volkov certainly moving slower than he did in the 80s. Former tag team champion here. Former Freddie Blassie managee here, and that's none of what happens in this particular run, though, as Tyrone Knox is the gentleman. For some reason thought W.T. Jones, and not just because they were black, but because W.C. Jones was still around at the time and just didn't come together. Anyway, a backbreaker and the win for Nikolai Volkov. Sparky Plug against Tim McNeely, knee drop off the top rope. Plug comes up with a couple of arm drags too. Really basic match, nothing to write home about, and ultimately we get Sparky Plug hits the beautiful drop kick that he normally hits. We then also see, Sparky trying to get the crowd behind him, but that character really doesn't do him any long-term or short-term favors. We then go to a, kind of getting more out of the enhancement matches where we can. Owen Hart out here, and Owen Hart in an enhancement match. He continues to go at his adversary, which is Chris Henrik. Henrik round and actually gets a couple of shots off on Owen Hart. Goes sailing through the ropes. If you've never seen the Henrik bump through the middle ropes, almost drop kicking through the ropes, landing on the floor, worth seeing. Owen slows the match down and gets a bit of an advantage there. Hooks on the sharpshooter and gets the win. As mentioned, we already covered the Bob Holly match. Holly, of course, having a really decent go of it, body slam and the top rope knee drop, as it were. We see Todd Pettengill again cutting the King of the Ring for the following Sunday, as it were, and Tatanka gets a victory that allows him to advance into the tournament. I believe for the second year in a row. So Owen Hart, Tatanka, 1-2-3 Kid, and Double J Jeff Jarrett, Razor, and Bam Bam Bigelow, and one more match. And again, I mean, Owen Hart ends up winning the tournament. We don't know that obviously at this point, but he becomes the King of Hearts and rubs it in Bret's face with the help of none other than his brother-in-law, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who turns on Bret in quick time. Then we see Lex Luger out here with an enhancement match. Not a big surprise, but the match is one-sided. Luger facing off against Dave Chrysler or Cryer, and ultimately beats him with a torture rack. Punches, kicks, and the power slam, and the torture rack backbreaker gets Luger the victory. We'll be back with more right after this.